A very, very gracious welcome to the enlightened youth of this country. मैं Anam अहमद from the platform of Pencil Box Education आप सभी का स्वागत करती हूँ द हिंदू न्यूज़पेपर एनालिसिस में. आज है 11th August 2018. So what are we waiting for? Here we go. A brief little chotu motu discussion about who I am, where do I come from. So I've done my graduation and masters in psychology from Delhi University. I have all kind of experiences in online and offline teachings. I've also been a part of Ajram and Ravi's initiative for psychology optional classes. I've also made my own personal individual course at studyiq.com for those who want to take up psychology optional as their subject to write the UPSC mains and state services mains. So you are kindly requested to go and have a look at the course that I've made with a lot of hard work. So links are down in the description below, so kindly check that. So this will remain the pattern of our discussion, starting with an amazing, inspiring quote and ending on a map practice question. So let us see what do we have here for us today. An inspiring quote. I'm not a product of my circumstances. I am a product of my decision. This is so much true, so much inspiring, and it is something which we should definitely implement in our personal lives as well whenever we are actually aiming to hit a very big target of in our lives. So the thing here is actually whenever a very unfortunate incident is happening in your life, you are likely to place the blame on your circumstances, on your destiny, on your luck. But we have a very big behaviorist, he has a very big psychologist who has given a theory of locus of control. Locus of control theory talks about two kinds of people who are actually having the tendency to blame the bad happenings to the environmental conditions, to the circumstantial situations and problems and stuff, and not accepting that something within themselves actually compelled themselves to land into a situation like that. So यहाँ पर little bit of दरख्वास्त ये है कि if you actually change that domain of blame, if you start accepting your own mistakes, your own kamiyan and khamiyan, you are definitely will indulge into better decision making and better life building activities, because situations will not get changed. Situations will remain the same. You do not have much control on that, but things that are under your control, directly under your control, you are to understand that, you are to analyze that, and you are to change that and control that effectively, so that it is better for you to have a greater adjustment in life. So this is how you're going to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon so that you never miss an update from Pencil Box Education. And I'm really thankful to all our subscribers who have extended, remarkable support to me. I really seek your more support, and those who haven't subscribed to our channel till yet, you are please requested to do that. This is the only incentive and Guru Dakshina that you can give me. It's my humblest request. And also this is the FB page which you are invited to like and join, and also this Telegram group that I've created for your convenience. I'll be posting important updation and important news and important announcements regarding the channel. So you are requested to download the Telegram app if you do not have that, and join the group. I've provided all the links down in the description below. Kindly check that, and also the updated PDFs I've given you. Kindly check that. So we do have a couple of editorials for us today to dwell upon. The first article is actually talking about the stopping to conquer. This is actually an article which is talking about the recent deputy chairman election which Rajya Sabha experienced, जिसमें कि we have a candidate's name who has surfaced in that election. So we'll be focusing a little upon that. Endless war is this article is actually talking about the Yemen civil war, which has been happening, and we have been witnessing it since 2015, and no peace talk is actually expected in the near future, and UN peace making process, UN resolution has also failed to bring about peace and tranquility in the region. So we will be focusing a little upon that. plus the rise of Boris Johnson. He has been actually compared with the personality of Donald Trump, the current serving president of United States of America. He has been vocal about a lot of issues worldwide and also about issues in his own local administration in United Kingdom. So he was serving as a mayor of London, and then he was actually accused of a lot of propagandas, a lot of open criticism, open statements like Donald Trump when he was serving his term. So he has been also termed as being homophobic. Not homophobic, Islamophobic. He has been actually termed to be Islamophobic. This is a kind of class which has emerged recently in the world community, जो कि बहुत ही ज़्यादा डरते हैं. They have been fearful of Islam as a religion because of the rising terrorist activities in the religion and all of that. So he has been termed as being anti-Islamic in his moves, and also he has been termed as being racist in a lot of comments that he has been given publicly. So thoda bahut it is like politically motivated article, and it is not something which UPSC point of view can actually compel us to spend time in that. So we'll be leaving this article here. Best of friends, worthy rivals. यहाँ पर बात हो रही है MGR and Karunanidhi, जिनका निधन, he was that leader in the southern politics who was actually very much appreciated. DMK party's leader he died at the age of 94, and the entire southern states were actually grieving for the loss and all of that. And he is actually succeeded by his son named MK Stalin, who has taken over the party issues. So the article is actually talking about the best friendship which these two major leaders of Tamil Nadu state actually shared, that is MGR and Karunanidhi. So this is my humblest request, since it is not very much related to UPSC and stuff, but if you want to get aware of your local administrations and about your local politics and about your national politics, you are required to read a little about these two political personalities of the southern states of the southern state of Tamil Nadu. They they were actually friends initially, but due to some ideological differences, due to power hunger games which actually erupted, and this resulted in the breakage of their friendship, and they both founded two different parties. They were actually rivals in the next phase of the politics of Tamil Nadu. So you're required to actually search a little upon Karunanidhi, from where he comes, and about MGR and his contribution to the present party, which was headed by Jayalalitha till the time she was well and fine. And यहाँ पर बात हो रही है अंडमान एंड निकोबार आइलैंड की. Andaman and Nicobar Island is actually facing an intrusion of this very new, very different, very unappreciated. It is not a very appreciated move that this species is actually making colonies in the area. So it is actually creating some disbalance in the entire region, in the ecology per se, because whenever an invasion species is coming and making that colony in that entire region, it is actually disturbing the equilibrium, because this is eating some other species, and they are being eaten by some other species. The entire eatery, the food cycle is actually getting disturbed. So it is a little bit alarming for the state of Andaman and Nicobar. So we'll be focusing upon it as well. So यहाँ पर let us celebrate, cheers for the appointment of new deputy chairman of Rajya Sabha. His name is Hari Vansh, and he's a leader of which party is your background analysis question to tell me in the comment section that he hails from which political party. So it was the party name is actually very much interesting here, because it was very much anti-BJP in all of its decision and stuff, but recently BJP has convinced the party and its leader to join their alliance, and they announced his name for the deputy chairman. And when his name was announced with the support of BJP, of course Congress names and Congress nominee didn't actually hold that much of importance in front of him, because majority is actually shared by BJP and his allies. So he won the election which was held in Rajya Sabha. So how the post of deputy chairman is actually getting filled, so we'll be focusing upon it with some background analysis thing which we are required to do. So he is actually the Rajya Sabha's chairman is the vice president of our country. He's the ex officio chairman. That means when he becomes the vice president of our country, he automatically becomes the chairman of Rajya Sabha. Then with him we have a deputy chairman, जो कि we have just witnessed his election in Rajya Sabha. He is elected among the members of Rajya Sabha. So among the members of Rajya Sabha, the voting takes place. Now, in what manner the voting takes place? Is it the single transferable vote, or what form, or it is a secret ballot vote, and all of that? With this, you are required to tell me in the comment section as your background analysis question. So he is actually authorized to resign from his post after writing it to the Vice President of India, who is actually the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. He is not subordinate to chairman, but he is only responsible to Rajya Sabha per se. He exercises a casting vote whenever we have a tie in the voting system of the Rajya Sabha. So chairman and the deputy chairman have the casting vote, which they can use to bring about some majority in the decision making. So this was it about the background analysis thing which we were required to do. The second article talks about the endless war which we have been witnessing worldwide, and that is between Saudi Arab government and the Yemen government. The two parties, the two main front parties which are fighting this civil war, long-standing civil war, is actually the Houthi group, which is Shia-dominated Zaidi community. They are minority in Yemen, so they are fighting against the government of Yemen, which is a Sunni dominated government of Yemen. तो यहाँ पर recently we witnessed this massive brutal attack on a bus which had majorly children traveling. So of course worldwide इसको condemn करा गया, and we will not be appreciating such activities happening in our neighborhood. So yeah, they have faced a lot of criticism, and यहाँ पर जो संदिग्ध हैं, the person who's actually convicted, who's actually blamed for that act, is the Rihad operating military insurgency or excessive force that they have been using in Yemen to destabilize the uprising of the Shia Houthi rebel. Because again, you have to understand that we have ideological differences in both of the nations, because Saudi Arab is a Sunni dominated region, and Yemen's Shia Houthi rebels, which is actually gaining control in the entire region and trying to destabilize the Sunni government there. So they have a fear that if Shia dominated ideologies will capture the entire Yemen, this will become Iran backed country, and then Saudi Arab will gradually lose its importance in the entire region. So they do not want the Iran to have its more allies in the region, since Iran is blamed to be supporting Shia Houthi rebels in the region by smuggling illegally the weapons, arms and ammunition to fight that war. So Saudi Arab's interest will be hampered. It will not be according to its interest. So that's why Saudi Arab government is having this coalition with the US, and they are fighting the Houthi government. So how the entire fight is actually emerging? So iska root the root of the fight is actually in the Arab Spring, which the entire region witnessed in 2000s. So Arab Spring kya hai? What is Arab Spring? That you are required to tell me in the comment section effectively, and I do seek your answer every day. So do tell me about Arab Spring. This is the actually sole reason that a lot of countries are experiencing problem. For example, Syria or Iraq, their civil wars have been related to this particular phenomena which emerged in the entire region. So Arab Spring briefly is about fighting unemployment, fighting corruption, fighting the majority government, which were being very undemocratic, and they were not having regular elections, regular change of power. So whenever we are having certain situation wherein we do not have a change of power frequently, so what it actually results into is that the dominance is actually forever. The person who's in power, he feels very overconfident, and he's not involved in a lot of rational decision making which is for everyone's good. So they start dominating the minority minority communities living in that region. So ये बहुत ही बड़ा issue है. The issue is very much big. So that's how the Houthi rebels residing in the country, they were actually against the president of Yemen. His name is Ali Abdullah. So he was this long time president of Yemen. He was very much authoritarian in his rules and policy making, and he tried dominating the Shia community, the Shia minority community there, not providing them rights and ruthlessly exploiting them. So we have this failure of political transition which the entire region is actually experiencing to bring about stability, and it all happened following the Arab Spring. So we do have the role of Al-Qaeda also playing in the region very effectively. Al-Qaeda is that snake, it is that community of extremists who take the advantage of a destabilized country. Whenever you have this, like in our country, we have problems of Naxalism versus the government of the state or the union. So उस पूरे मौके का फायदा उठाकर, उस पूरे मौके का advantage उठाकर के, if in our country ISIS and Al-Qaeda is invited and it plots its own interest in the country, because they take the advantage of a destabilized country. Whenever the smaller group in the country is fighting against the government, already the government is destabilized, so they take that advantage very effectively and they try to invade those countries which are politically very weak. They have a weaker governance. So that's how Al-Qaeda is also trying to establish its base in the region, and that's how the Houthi government, the Al-Qaeda, the elected government there, it's all creating confusion like Syria. So the Saudi Arab, which is actually trying to advocate its stand, they are saying that we are supporting the internationally recognized government of Yemen, but they are not able to understand that lot of people of Yemen, they are actually facing grudges against the government of Yemen. So whenever a thing like that is happening, it's always better that a change of political ideology, change of political figure is always advisable. When the country doesn't want the leader to lead them, then what are we actually imagining the future of that country? When I do not want the government to govern me, then it's always better that a change of power is welcome. So since the entire region is in news, it is very much in news, so you are required to focus upon its map. So here is our Pyara Bharat, India, and here is the country of Yemen. Its capital is Sana'a. And here is Saudi Arab, which is like fighting with the country's extremist rebels called Houthis. They are Shia dominated people fighting for the cause. So the green region is actually controlled by Hadi government and allies, which is supported by United States of America and Saudi Arab. So these are the greener portions signifying that. And then we have the skinner portion, the skin colored portion is governed by the Houthis and allies, that is they are supported by Iran, and they are actually the rebels which are constituting the minorities there, which is Shia dominated. And then we have the purple region controlled by Al-Qaeda. Now you can see that a significant area is actually administered and controlled by Al-Qaeda as well. And we have smaller bluer region like here, see here, and patches of blue region which is controlled by the Islamic State as well. Now you can see that even ISIS is trying to get their roots into the soil of Yemen. So this is the condition is getting very alarming. United Nations has also tried to do peace talks between the two countries, trying to bring upon a common agenda on the table. The parties should be talking about common interest and stuff, but it has all failed in these 3 years. And uska sabse bada bhugtan, the biggest challenge, the biggest hurdle, the biggest problem which was faced because of that, it is by the citizen of that country. It is by the innocent who get killed in these civil wars, and we fail to understand that. The major leaders are trying to impose their ideologies and their interests, and the civilians are getting targeted, and they are dying every day with hunger, poor healthcare system, poor water facilities, cholera epidemic. All these diseases are like getting so much spread in that region. So high time it is that we realize our responsibility, and humanitarian issues should be addressed in the region effectively. The Andamans, new colonizers. Here we are talking about Indian bullfrog, which is actually termed as an invasion species. They're trying to create imbalance in the ecological environment there. It is trying to disturb the food cycle which was already prevailing there. So a little bit about the species. So it is a protected under Schedule 4 of the Indian Wildlife Act 1972. So when a species is actually protected under Schedule 4, what do you mean by that? So are we allowed to kill it? Are we allowed to do trade? Is it the highest level of protection that we can give to a certain species? So this is a background analysis question that you are required to tell me in the comment section effectively. Please do that. So they do have regional names which Indian bullfrog actually enjoys. Shona Bing, it is found in Bengali settlers there. Then Hara Mendak, okay, green frog. It is called by the Ranchi villagers, and Defala it is called by the Karen community which stays there. So we do have the regional people living in the entire state. They call it by different names. So sometimes these questions might come, since this area is very much in news. This species is very much in news. So these smaller MCQ questions are at a higher probability to be asked in the form of MCQ, whether it is state services or SSC or UPSC. So archipelago, it is actually called archipelago, Andaman and Nicobar. That means a group of smaller islands. So local administration encouraged integrated farming to actually combat this invading species there. So aquaculture and agricultural ponds is a very welcoming move which has been decided by the local communities to fight back the problem. So bullfrogs is very much not harmful to humans directly, but they have a very harmful effect on the animals which might eat them. So they are very toxic. Their outer skin is very much toxic. It is very much poisonous. So whenever a different species or species which is inclined to eat frogs, so whenever they eat these species, so they might fall sick, they might fall ill, and they might die eventually. So that's why it is called an invading species. Their invasion is not very much welcomed by the local community per se, because they are trying to create that imbalance in the entire region. And when the food cycle gets very much disturbed, so this has a very bad impact on the environmental conditions per se. So a little bit of map practice is always advisable whenever the region is very much in news. So you have the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. They are very much a part of India. Lot of people have the doubt that whether Andaman and Nicobar Islands are a part of India. So they are very much a part of India, and you do not need a visa to travel to Andaman and Nicobar Island. We have a famous Port Blair airport which carries a lot of flights from Delhi, Chennai and Bangalore, and effectively you can very much have and plan your holidays there. It's a very beautiful place to visit. Alright, so you have the Andaman and Nicobar. These two separate islands are there. It is separated by a 10-degree channel of water. It is very much it has been asked in the past years papers in UPSC and in state services as well effectively. So we have a 10-degree water channel which separates Andaman with Nicobar from Nicobar Island. And also you have to tell me in the comment section as a part of your background analysis question, which degree channel separates the Lakshadweep Islands. So you need to tell me in the comment section effectively. Alright, so that was it about the article. So we have one more news coming from the southern state of Kerala. They have been witnessing heavy rainfall due to the increased monsoonal rains and the tidal flooding alert. So recently State Disaster Management Authority has issued a red alert in the state. Lot of villages which were present near the lake, near the river of Periyar, which was coming from the dam reservoir which is called Idukki Reservoir. Alright, so the river's water is on a very alarming level. It has been increased to a very alarming and disastrous level. So a lot of villages which were present nearby, they have been evacuated out of that area and they have been relocated to a safer place. So we do have these two districts which are the most affected ones, Idukki and Ernakulam. Sometimes these districts which are always, in the news, they have been maintained in the news headlines. So sometimes MCQ questions come to arrange them into north and south. So the most famous districts of these states, especially the southern states, are a favorite area wherein the examiners would want to make questions from. So it's always advisable that you keep a political map of India whenever we talk about these districts. So kindly locate them into the map simultaneously. Alright, so do locate where they are and what is the hierarchy like. They are north, or is Idukki on the northern side, or Ernakulam is on the southern side, and all of that. So thoda sa just locate them. Also, this dam which is nearby that reservoir, part of that reservoir, that is Cheru-Thoni Dam. Alright, so it is very much advisable, and the warning signal has been given to the dam that you need to open your shutters because the reservoir is filled with water. So keep on releasing amount of waters in a very channelized manner so that we do not experience flooding. Because you imagine if the dam gets broken down, if we have a dam which is having water filled reservoir, if it gets broken down, so the entire state of Kerala can be washed away into the sea of Arabian Sea or Lakshadweep Sea. So इसका जो है move काफ़ी catastrophic हो सकता है, disastrous हो सकता है. So yes, of course they need to maintain the water levels effectively. NDRF and Navy are on its toes to manage the entire situation effectively. So when we are talking about NDRF and Navy, so we have to do a little bit of background analysis here, that State Disaster Management Authority derives its functioning and establishment under the Disaster Management Act of 2005. National Disaster Management Act of 2005, जिसका अंतर्गत आता है section number 14, under which every state is required to establish State Disaster Management Authority, which is chaired by the CM of that state along with 8 members which are appointed by him. So State Disaster Management Authority is formed and established under the Disaster Management under the Disaster Management Act of 2005, and it is very much effectively chaired by the Chief Minister of that state along with the 8 members which is appointed by the Chief Minister of that state. Alright. And about NDRF, it is National Disaster Disaster Relief Force. Once again. NDRF means National Disaster Response Force. Alright, so NDRF is also responsible to meet the challenges whenever a situation like that erupts in any state. So this is directly under the Ministry of Home, and whenever Ministry of Home gives them direction, they are required to place their force personnel in the entire region to actually combat any catastrophic or natural disaster which the state has actually experienced in the form of a tsunami or an earthquake or some drought or some situation like that, flooding of a river and stuff. Plus Navy is also deployed in the entire region. So Ministry of Home is directly it is in the coordination of the government of Kerala, and whatever assistance center can provide to them, so they are doing that. And Prime Minister is also he has planned to take some aerial survey of the area which is very much flood prone and flood hit. All of that. So we have a biggest news for the day, and that is that Khan Zhengzonga, I pardon my pronunciation, whatever it might be. I will, pronounce it as KBR. Okay, the KBR of Sikkim, that is Kazozimbo Biosphere Reserve. It is present in the state of Sikkim. It has been actually included in UNESCO's World Network of Biosphere Reserve. So the decision actually was welcomed when the meeting was happening. When the meeting of International Coordinating Council of Man and Biosphere Reserve Program UNESCO happened in the country of Indonesia in its 30th session, which was held in the country of Indonesia. So the decision is a welcoming decision, and India is going to benefit a lot after that decision has been taken place. So we have the total number of sites which are under UNESCO's World Network of Biosphere Reserve, which has rose to 11. Earlier it was 10. So first Biosphere Reserve which was included in the list was this Biosphere Reserve, Agasthimalai Biosphere Reserve in the state of Kerala, and the first site which was included under the list was Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. So ये भी कुछ important MCQ questions है. They have a higher probability of being asked. So when we have included the sites from our country into these prosperous list, so this will actually help us coordinate a lot of international research collaboration that we can use to do heightened research in flora and fauna and ecosystem of that area. So the site is actually a mixed World Heritage Site. It has alpine zones in its ambit, then we have Himalayan ranges, and also we have tropical moist deciduous forest. It is high time that you brush away all the dust out of your NCRTs of geography. So do revise the northeastern Himalayan regions and tropical moist deciduous forest and also alpine zones. So this KBR is actually the world's 34th biosphere biodiversity hotspot region as well, which is having a lot of protected animals under it, protected under Wildlife Protection Act, that is red panda, snow leopard, Himalayan black bear, herbivore species, for example, musk deer, great Tibetan sheep, blue sheep, boreal. So these are the species which are found there, and they are highly protected animals under Wildlife Protection Act. And we also have a lot of medicinal plants which are found in the Dozongu Valley in northern Sikkim. So we also have some of the species of birds which are found in the region, like monal pheasants or tragopan pheasants and blood pheasants. These are blood pheasant is actually the state bird of Sikkim, which is also present there. So you can imagine the level of its importance there. So it is a very welcoming move that it has been included in the UNESCO's World Network of Biosphere Reserve. Alright, so these are the total sites which our country is actually having. The first one is Nilgiri, the latest one was Agasthyamala in the state of Kerala, and now this has been included in 2018. Total of 11 sites which are there, and these are the rest of the biosphere reserves of our country. So you are required to know their location as well as their state. Sometimes it is actually asked in the form of MCQs to arrange them in north to south, or east to west, or match the following in the form of match the following stuff, that the biosphere reserve's name is given on the left side and on the right side the state is given, so you need to match it effectively. So please do remember these names. Also important wildlife sanctuaries and biosphere reserves, wildlife sanctuaries and national parks. What is the difference? This is your background analysis question. What is the difference between a national park, a wildlife sanctuary and a biosphere reserve? So do tell me in the comment section. Inke beech mein there's a big vital difference that you need to know effectively. So you have a news coming from our very dear neighborhood, that is Pakistan. Pakistan may we have a change of power which we witnessed. The elections result was announced the last month, and Imran Khan, he's the cricketer of that country who came to power, and he is about to swear in the new prime ministerial candidate, and he is going to head his government in the country of Pakistan from 14th August. So he has actually called our prime minister and the Indian ambassadors which are placed there, and he has actually proposed his interest to carry forward SAARC summit, which was delayed from 3 years. From 3 years, you believe me that SAARC summit hasn't happened at all. So the first SAARC summit, first of all, who are the SAARC countries? So we have Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Sri Lanka and Maldives are part of SAARC summit, SAARC organization. So first summit happened in Dhaka, which is the capital of Bangladesh, in the year December 1985, and the last summit, which was the 19th summit, which happened in the state of Islamabad, which is present in Pakistan, which was very much boycotted by India, Afghanistan, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Maldives because of the Uri attack which our country witnessed in the same year. So to condemn that attack, to portray our disapproval of such kind of attacks in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, so we boycotted SAARC summit, and after that no SAARC summit has been happening, and after that we have broken our dialogue with our neighborhood Pakistan. So it is a welcoming move if he's thinking pro-India, if he's thinking to engage dialogues with our country. So let us see what we witness in the near future. Also, we have a news coming from the state of Assam, Guwahati से news आ रही है. Guwahati में actually recently a mad elephant was seen getting on the streets and destroying a lot of infrastructures and trying to harm people there. So recently our country has actually witnessed a lot of man-animal encounters very much, because we have disturbed their habitats and their location, their forest per se. So they are not able to meet their normal routines of water or enjoy a very healthy environment or enjoy a peaceful place to live, because we've disturbed their habitat. So they are disturbing our habitat and our regions very much. So he was actually given tranquilizer and he was made unconscious, and that's why he was shifted to the wildlife sanctuary back again. So you are requested to locate this wildlife sanctuary, Amshang Wildlife Sanctuary. ऐसे questions आ जाते हैं कई तरह से in the form of MCQs as well. So you are required to note such names which are present in the news headlines very effectively. So we have the vocabulary words here. The first one is estranged, of a person no longer closer or affectionate to someone. That means you are in the form of alienation. Flamboyant, of a person or their behavior tending to attract attention because of their exuberance or confidence or stylishness. You are being too confident and stylish, that's why you are attracting attention because of that. Eulogy, a speech or piece of writing that praises someone or something highly, especially a tribute to someone who has just died. Maybe at their ceremonial, at their death ceremony, you are saying some good words about that person and about that person's achievements and contribution. So this is a part of an eulogy speech. Emissary, a person sent as a diplomatic representative on a special mission to other country. Unfathomable, incapable of being fully explored or understood. So the map practice question for you today: Asia is our continent, country is Kyrgyzstan. You need to locate this very beautiful lake in the country, Lake Issyk Kul. Bishkek is its capital. Kindly locate that. Also, this is your map practice question for today. If you are traveling from New Delhi to Bishkek, so what all countries you are likely to cross on your route, en route? All right, so you need to tell me. And also you have to also understand that you have to take the shortest route. So you have to take the shortest route, and you are on this very big excursion to go to Bishkek, and you are traveling by road. So what all countries you are likely to cross en route? So to tell me in the comment section. I do appreciate that very much. Stay tuned to Pencil Box Education for more videos and updates. Do give this video a big thumbs up if you really like our content, if you like the way I deliver knowledge to you, and please help me grow. Help me help you in the toughest struggle of your life, and this will be the only Guru Dakshina to me. Please do subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon so that you never miss an update from Pencil Box Education and spread a word of awareness. Also, this is my email ID that you can use to connect to me personally, plus the comment section you can use. Thanks a lot for being a patient listener. Do your background analysis question daily. Be happy, stay positive, spread the love. That's the most important thing. Signing off from Pencil Box Education. Jai Hind, and thank you for watching.